and welcome to Jam and Thrive Online. We are on week 4 of our series all about God's promises. My name is Miss Christine, and I'm so glad you're here so that we can learn about Jesus together. So let me ask you a question. Do you remember your dreams? Well, we're going to see how much you remember, okay? Because we all have dreams, and yet sometimes we don't always remember them. So if your answer to the question is no, I want you to give me a thumbs down. If your answer to my question is yes, I want you to give me a thumbs up. All right, here's our first question. Have you ever had a dream that you were falling? Those are pretty scary. Give me a thumbs down or a thumbs up. How about this question? Have you ever had a dream that something was chasing you? Ooh, those are scary too. Thumbs down or thumbs up? Have you ever had a dream that you were flying? Give me an answer. And then, have you ever had a dream about yourself in the future? Thumbs up or thumbs down? Dreams are kind of weird things, aren't they? But today we're going to be learning about a man in the Bible named Joseph who had dreams about what would happen in the future. In his case, those dreams would actually come true, but not right away. We are going to talk about how God's timing is so important and how it's different from our own timing. We want God to do things for us lightning fast, but only God sees the full picture. So today, I want to share with you the story of Joseph. So Joseph was a part of a big family. He had 11 brothers. Can you believe that? That's a huge family. But Joseph was his father's favorite. As a matter of fact, Joseph's father, Jacob, had a special coat made for Joseph with lots of bright colors. Well, Joseph's brothers weren't very happy about that. They were jealous of the special attention Joseph was getting. Not only that, but Joseph had dreams that showed that he would have a special good future. First, he dreamed that his brothers' stalks of grain would bow down to him. Then he dreamed that the sun, moon, and stars were bowing down to him as well. When Joseph told his brothers about his dreams, that made them even angrier and more jealous. So they planned to do a mean thing to Joseph. One day, the brothers were tending the sheep out in the fields, and Jacob sent Joseph out to check on them. When Joseph's brothers saw Joseph, they put him down in a dry well while they ate their dinner. Soon, some traveling merchants came by. The brothers got Joseph out of the pit and gave him to the merchants to take him far away to Egypt. Can you imagine what it would have been like for Joseph waiting at the bottom of that cistern, of that dry well that his brothers threw him in, or even traveling to Egypt with the traders? He dreamt and thought he was destined for great things, but now he was in the worst situation he could think of, far away from everything he knew. He probably wondered what his future would hold, but he trusted that God would take care of him and keep his promises. Have you guys ever heard of something called a dream board? Sometimes people use a dream board to help them plan their own future. I want to show you an example of a dream board. See, sometimes it has images of travel and joy and different goals and fitness and happiness. But, Joseph's dream board looked a little different. He dreamed of haystacks bowing down and the sun, moon, and stars bowing down to him too. But Joseph's dream board meant that he was going to be someone very important. And it took a long time, but eventually all those dreams came true. That brings us to our big idea for this week. God's promises might take time. Let's add some actions to this big idea so you can remember it. God's promises, kind of like a pinky promise, might take time. Awesome job. See, we don't always know when God's promises will be fulfilled, but we do know that they will be at the right time, in God's timing. We just need to be patient and wait for God, because God's promises might take time. Now, we're going to watch the teaching video from this week.
Hi there, little chicken nuggets. It's me, Carl, and welcome to Grow TV.
And I'm Cassie.
Welcome to Grow TV. Introducing your host, Carl, and your co-host, Cassie. Where we learn, where we grow, and we talk about Jesus. Once again, welcome to Grow TV.
Hey everyone, we're so glad to see you today. Aren't we, Carl?
Yep, couldn't be happier.
All right. So today we have a very special story, don't we, Carl?
We sure do. Come on, Plant. Show me something. Grow!
Hey, Carl.
What's up?
Maybe it's just me, but I don't feel like you're very focused today.
What do you mean?
Well, I feel like you're not really paying attention and you're just like really fixated on that plant.
Mm-hmm.
Did you hear what I just said?
Of course.
What did I say then?
You said elephants are kind of cool, but they kind of stink too. But whatever. Elephants can be themselves if they want to.
What? No. What's going on, Carl?
Well, it's my Mama's birthday this Saturday. And for her birthday, I wanted to get her a plant. The biggest plant she's ever had. So when I went to the store, this is the only one that they had. But they did tell me that it will eventually grow up and become really beautiful. But it's just taking forever.
Ah, that makes sense now. I mean, I believe them when they say it's going to be big and beautiful, but I think it needs one thing.
I know. Sun and water. I've given that, but still nothing.
No, I had another idea that might help.
You do? Tell me! Cassie, please tell me! I need to know!
Well, first I want to tell you our story of the day.
I can't wait, Cassie! The birthday's next week! What does it need? Does it need motivation? I want you to grow right now! Plant! Grow big for me! You can do it! I believe in you! Grow! Does it need soothing music? Come on, plant. I believe in you. Let the smooth jazz overcome you and grow now. Does it need protein? Come on, plant. I think these Oreo cookies have a lot of protein in them. You can do it. Grow. Does it need an inspirational movie? Look it. Barbies don't have wings. I can't think of anything.
Well, maybe the story of Joseph will help.
Who's Joseph? Do you name a plant named Joseph?
No, Joseph from the Bible.
Oh. Still no idea.
All right, well, a long time ago, there was a father who had many sons, and one of the sons was Joseph, and Joseph was very special.
Did he have like really good hearing or something?
I don't think so.
Can he speak to animals?
Don't think so.
Could he talk to
How
living?
about I finish the story and we can ask the questions after?
Sounds good.
So one day when Joseph was a kid, he had a really strange dream that all of his brothers would bow down to him and he would be a ruler. And you can imagine his brothers didn't like that.
I bet. So what happened next?
Well, the brothers were so jealous of Joseph that they threw him into a pit.
Well, did they get him out of there? Why would anyone treat someone like that?
I wish I could say they helped him, but they didn't. In fact, they did something even worse. Joseph's brothers decided to pull him out of the pit and sell him to merchants passing by.
That is horrible.
It is horrible. People should never be sold. And his brothers did it for a measly 20 shekels of silver.
Everything is going wrong. How can this ever go right?
Well, Joseph was forced to work as a slave in Egypt for many years. He did okay and was finding a way to survive in a new culture that wasn't his own. But then bam, he was put in jail for something he didn't do. But you know what?
What?
Joseph eventually made his way into becoming the second most powerful leader in Egypt. Even his brothers would one day come to Egypt and find themselves bowing down to him.
Just like his dream.
Exactly. God promised him something, and it took years to actually come true.
Wow, that's really cool. I guess it's hard to wait that long.
True, but God's promises are worth it, and God knows what's best for us.
You're right. So the plant may take a while to grow. I guess that's okay. Some things take time. God's promises might take time.
Whoa!
Whoa, that's our big idea. Today's big idea is God's promises might take time.
On the count of 3, say it out loud, okay? 1,
2, 3. God's promises might take time. Woohoo! They sure might. But good job.
So are you okay with your plant growing slowly?
Yeah, my mama will love it, even if it takes a little longer to grow.
Good. Plus you can always buy her chocolate. She loves chocolate.
That's true, but she's also very lactose intolerant, so she might fart a lot. That's all, kids.
Thank you for watching, and tune in next week for a new episode of Grow TV.
I hope you enjoyed that teaching video as much as I did. It always makes me laugh. But I hope it also reminded you how Joseph remembered that God's promises might take time. Now it's time for some discussion. I want you to get together with the people in your family and answer a few of these questions. What about this question? What were Joseph's dreams? Do you remember? Did they show a good future for him or a bad one? By the end of this story, did Joseph's future seem good or bad? Why? Then I want you to read Psalm 136, verse 7 together. Do you sometimes have trouble in your life? Do you feel like God can support you when you do have trouble? Then the next question is this. How do you think we can tell if our dreams for the future are our dreams or God's plans? What do we need to remember when things do not seem to be going well? So go ahead, pause this video, and discuss those questions with your family. See, the truth is, we don't know what the future holds. Only God knows. We have to keep trusting in God's promises, even though they might take time to be fulfilled. Let's go over our memory verse for this month. It's from Joshua chapter 21, verse 45, and I hope you've been practicing at home. It says, "Not one of all the good promises that the Lord had made to the house of Israel had failed. All came to pass." So that memory verse is telling us that all God's promises come true, even if those promises take time. Let's pray together. God, even when things don't look too promising, you promise to be the one with us, to guide us through it all. Give us big dreams and help us to remember that those dreams may take some time to come true, and that's okay. You know what is best for us, so we will wait for you to fulfill your promises. We will wait on your timing. In God's name I pray, amen. Thanks for joining me for today's lesson all about God's promises. And I hope you have a fantastic week and you join us back here next week for our final week on God's promises. Bye, guys.